Why did they abandon the company if things are as good as you say they are? Mark Lazarus, by the way, defended you initially, said that he thought that this mental health issue was real, said that it was dealt with appropriately. 72 hours later, he's gone. Yeah. Why? Tell us about that conversation then.
Can't speak to that except to say it's heartbreaking. I'm a big fan of Mark's. I've been lucky to get a chance to work with him. He was great as an investor and as a board member, as a chairman. He joined me here on this show, as you know, yep. I think more than once. He helped me with a number of our key business development efforts, and so he was great. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm sure he and I both wish last week hadn't happened. I think we both felt like Ozy had some incredible momentum this year, which was part of the reason why he became chairman. I think we both hoped that a lot more will happen, but part of my opportunity going forward is to make sure that we build back stronger, that we create something that he and others can be proud of. And, Joe, you probably remember Tylenol's situation years ago, right? And that was a moment of leadership. That was a moment when it looked like an important company was going to go away.
Tim Burke.
You remember that?
I remember it well.
And so, look, at our best, and we may not get there, right? This is going to be hard, but at our best, this will be our Lazarus moment, right? At our best. And we may or may not get there.
So tell us, what do you think you need to do at this point? By the way, you're going to have to get, I assume, maybe more investors, though I know you have some cash still on hand. You're going to have to bring back the advertising community to ultimately support this, and then readers and the public.
Yep. So I think the first thing I have to do is think about my team.
And are they going to stay with you, by the way?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Have you talked to them?
I've talked to some of them. Obviously, this has all happened very quickly. It's a terrific team. They were as traumatized last week as I was, as heartbroken as I was. I mean, whatever you want to say, you and I both know that whenever you met people from Ozy, they loved Ozy. They weren't kind of going through the motions. It wasn't just they loved Ozy, right? And so. But
by the way, there were a number of reports last week from at least ex-employees who clearly didn't love Ozy.
Fair enough. Of the nearly 1,000 people we've hired over the last decade, part-time and full-time, from freelance reporters to software engineers to people doing our festivals, crews on our TV shows, and other folks, we did have people. And people ran with stories from, for example, one gentleman who we fired for lying multiple times, but they set him up and allowed his quote, Potemkin Village, or things like that, to run wild as though he was a credible source. I don't think that's okay, right? And so I'm happy to have conversations about that, and I'm happy to walk through that. But here's the bottom line. When you ask me what I need to do next, got to make sure that our team is in a good place, and that's not going to be easy, and you and I both know that. Have to make sure that we regain the trust of investors. That's not going to be easy either. Have to make sure that we deliver really premium products. At the end of the day, if we don't have a newsletter that people want to read, if we don't have TV shows that people want to watch, if we don't have podcasts that people put on their headsets and go for a safe swim, we don't have anything. If we don't have an Ozy Fest that you can come to, we don't have anything. So that's going to be important. And the last thing I would say that's going to ultimately be really important is we have to change. We're going to have to change substantially on data, on leadership and culture, on marketing.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.